before eyes, and speak devotion instead of pride. What began as rescue, grew into partnership, and ended as family determined to remain forever after all. Kiva boards alio ceremonies where newcomers hear trade common compliments practiced carefully. Ask humans what they truly see. What I saw was an alien woman asking to stay only one evening, but deciding to remain forever after hearing 3 simple words. The end. Beginning. The Lyrian marketplace on Port de Mar was built around a false star that never warmed anyone. Its light was clean, mathematical, and completely indifferent, the sort of illumination that made every species look exactly like what they feared being. I had been stationed there as part of the Terran Auxiliary Corps, officially to protect trade routes, unofficially to reassure the locals that human soldiers could be more than well-armed thunder. My post was beside Medbay Corridor 5, 2 turns from the clinic where the alien woman Kiva Talin worked as translator for refugee families. Everyone on Damar knew her, mostly because no one stood near her for long. The Kethari Wars had driven thousands to the station, and Kiva helped them navigate new bureaucratic jungles. Yet the same people she served repeated the old rumor: Kiva was ugly even by her own species' forgiving standards. I noticed her not because of the rumor but because she was kind to machines. On my first week I fought with a mist regulator that rattled like an elderly uncle. Kiva stepped from the clinic, skin the color of faded emerald glass, and said in careful English learned from broadcasts, "Valve is innocent. Your wrench is not." That made me laugh, and laughter confused the watching Lyrians. She studied the sound as if measuring gravity, then helped me calibrate the panel with 3 delicate fingers. The machine hummed obediently. She returned to work without asking my name. She already knew it, Sergeant Malik Raza. Humans were still novelties on Damar, unpredictable deathworlders wearing working clothes. The Accord governors ordered us to maintain respectful distance from local delegates. Kiva ignored that rule first. She asked if I would walk with her through the market ring because the station was loud and Ardani hearing was sensitive. I agreed, mostly because saying no to a lone kid or a poised scientist felt illegal anywhere. During that walk she told me the truth manuals never mention. She believed the rumor herself. My mother says I carry the wrong face, Kiva confessed while glider kites of children circled the ribs above us. So I must polish other lives to remain useful. I answered clumsily that humans repair what others abandon. She stored that verdict for later and tugged my sleeve before leaving. One day a human will use better eyesight, she whispered. I didn't know that day was waiting with teeth. Middle. The border transport exploded during lunch exactly as disasters prefer. Rivals opposing human Lyran relocation had planted pulse mines along Dock 3. The mixed crew from outer moons drifted toward Alio's 9 gravity shear while ministers practiced decorative panic. Station command requested the nearest human specialist who understood both tech trees. Unfortunately, me again. Kiva arrived on the operations deck though Ardani protocols preferred delegates to remain statues. She translated melody-based engineering into numbers my tools embraced. I proposed a risky tug pattern learned from coffee arguments with her weeks earlier. You see, Sergeant Malik, we are using the same fear, Kiva said. The tugs launched. Pattern held. The transport stabilized inside Damar's shadow, and cheers erupted in applause borrowed from humans. Footage streamed across Atlas networks showing an alien woman refusing to hide beside a human soldier who carried strangers into Shelter 7. Narratives shifted faster than paperwork. Kiva became translator who trusted thunder. I became thunder who listened. I helped her craft engine afterward stored in Cargo 3. She showed me how her species sang to machines. I showed her how humans notice bad notes. The market ring slowly grew used to us together until a new evacuation rehearsal proved that Crescent was still tired Halo. During those weeks I learned more about Kiva Tallinn. She had grown up among cliff cities racing winds on glider kites. Her own council feared Earth's stubborn kindness and Earth technology, claiming I manipulated her trust. She answered by playing the rescue footage again. He helped before knowing who I was, Kiva declared to ministers. That is a language I respect. Respect measures souls heavily in any culture. Yet the Real turning arrived not with violence but with 3 simple words I spoke without thinking while she rested in the ship's medbay after overwork fainted her second heart. I believed she could not hear external conversation. I was wrong. Ending. The medbay smelled of antiseptic and overheated wiring, a combination no engineer trusts. Kiva lay inside regeneration capsule, freckles painted faint constellations across her cheeks. The medical AI assured us she was unconscious. Ships and stations share habit. They become confessional booths. I told her about earthstorms, about my mother running clinic in New Lahore colony, about how I once argued with a vending machine the night I first met a fearless child. Words piled around capsule like friendly clutter. Then silence answered. Filters flickered. Without opening her eyes, Kiva whispered, "It would be an honor to hear more, Sergeant Malik." I froze in place exactly as a soldier should not. When she finally woke, the AI lost several reputations. She asked for tea from galley and requested I remain because I spoke as equal not subject. The captain arrived with legal knives of protocol expecting gratitude speeches. Instead Kiva studied my face as though collecting puzzle pieces titled "Why Do Deathwelders Truly See?" I embarrassed the galaxy again. While helping integration students calibrate glider kites in the hydro ring, I watched her fearless curiosity and whispered the sentence manuals would have marked dangerous. "You are beautiful." Silence filled the ring like vacuum. Kiva turned to stone, not metaphorical, not cultural, but real. Her species' stress response sometimes mineralizes skin for seconds. She stood glittering under the false star that never warmed anyone, staring at me with eyes threaded with faint gold of Ardani heritage. "No one has used that eyesight at me," she said at last. I believed I was ugly. "Humans are terrible judges," I replied, speechless by how true it felt. "We repair silence first." She laughed, a bright, chiming sound learned from humans, and the mineral faded from her skin. The watching Lyrians finally understood the manual footnote about our species. Courage wore working clothes again. Rivals tried accusing her of favoring humans. Kindness outlived their blades. The pact deepened faster than fear. Kiva eventually accepted kinship with Earth auxiliaries, becoming liaison on the first transport to human space. She no longer polished other lives to remain useful, she became useful simply by being seen. Years have folded since that whisper. Mixed schools now operate across Alios 9 where Ardani and human children argue with vending machines exactly as we do. At Cultural Center Atlas entrance stands the relocated mural from Port de Mar, paint worn, message bright, courage has many shapes. Our daughter Miri Razatalin taps the wall whenever students ask why her mother once turned to stone. Kiva smiles, answering exactly as she once did. Because an honest human repaired the wrong data set. The Medbay capsule remains cautionary booth for ships, smelling no longer like overheated wiring. It smells like rearranged history about an alien woman who trusted a death world a heartbeat over her own paralysis. The true answer the galaxy learned was simple. Humans underestimate themselves. Notice fear.